There's been a lot of conversation. First of all, this is just my opinion, and I hope no one takes no offense to it. But if you want to take offense to it, that's your prerogative. There's too much keying and ha-haing going on. Let me tell you what I mean by that. I'm not talking about this live space. I'm talking about the current state of what's going on right now. There are a lot of people that think some of these issues don't affect them or it don't matter to them. And there's a lot of conversations being had with blanket statements where people are just saying stuff that fucking sounds good, right? So let me tell you lot something, fam. For the people that are sitting down and thinking Chris's situation don't apply to you, let me tell you why it applies to you, your son, your brother, or anyone around you. Anyone that grew up in the village, you can hear my voice. I'm emotional because I'm passionate about this shit. Yeah? Let me tell you something. For years, there's been death in custody where policemen handle man and tell our families different things, especially if you come from an immigrant family, especially if you come from that. There's loads of that going on. For over a number of years, armed response police, SO19, has had a situation that if they think you're involved or active or whatever not, when they stop you, they move a certain type of way. For those that know what I'm talking about, you know what a tornado stop is on the motorway, and you know what it is on the side of the road. It's always a violation. Window lick at, car dent up, you drag up on the floor, and that's it. And nothing happens. But let me tell you why things are taking a turn for the worst, fam. They're shooting through cars, fam. They shot my man in his head through the car, bro. Yeah? So let me tell you what that means to me. It means it can happen to me. It means it can happen to you. Why can it happen? Command to black youths coming from these areas. And why? And worse of that, if you got a criminal record for firearms, like I do, for example, you know what the stop procedure is. It can always happen. This ain't the time to laugh, key, separate. This is not that. This is not the time to remove yourself and feel like, what, boy, nothing to do with me. Like, I'm not active on the road. I'm not on the road. I'm not no gang member. But I feel anxious about this situation because I'm a black man living within the community. So whilst people are getting on with the day-to-day lives and there's this idea of, what's this gonna do? What's protesting gonna do? What's that gonna do? What's this gonna do? I'm telling man, son, don't wait till it happens to your son or your brother or whatever. No, because right now, as a parent that's raising a teenage boy, I'm shook to make him go to the shop. I'm shook to let him go to his parents' motives. I've been telling the young people that man's working with that, look, if police stop you, I want you to run to a public place where there's people before you even stop. Run to somewhere where people can see you because they can do these things. Because we've just seen someone get killed and they never revealed no name and no information, and we saw what they've done with the news. So I'm here to say this: for those are the people that is within their capability, for a day like tomorrow, 12 o'clock, the whole of Parliament Square running all the way things should be rammed. You know why it should be rammed now? For the people that are sitting in this thinking, what's protesting gonna do? What's protesting going to do? Just so you know how protests work, because a lot of people think it's riots and vandalism. How protest works is when you go out to protest in those numbers and you're going out to march to somewhere like a Scotland Yard, you have a list of requests, things that you want answered. You don't protest for no reason. Nobody's running up and down the street making noise. And the only way this request can get heard and get answered is if the people stand shoulder to shoulder. I just want to come here to put a message out to anyone that's from the community, from the village. I think this is nothing to do with you. It is. Man ain't on keying, laughing. Wallahi, if I get in my car right now, I see a siren behind me, I promise you I'm not stopping until I'm in somewhere public. They can't stop me on no side roads where there's nobody there. If they're shooting through fucking cars, fam, when a man ain't got no weapon on them. Like, this is not a joke, fam. There's not time to laugh, rare, whatnot. For the people that are not from our world, this may not matter to you, but it matters to man, fam. You get what I'm trying to say to you, especially as a father. So I want to just try and ask everybody, find it within yourself. If you are available tomorrow, pull up and let's show solidarity. Because guess what? Everyone keeps talking about the news. The news has never been in our fucking favor anyway.
Not once.
The news was never going to promote nothing in our interest. Let me land. The news was never going to promote nothing in our interest. It doesn't work like that. You get what I'm trying to say to you? We have to. We have to definitely do that. And when I'm saying one of the things man have to do, we want to know who that boy them is, what unit he's on, and what's happening. Because that's murder that's been committed in the streets. I can barely punch a man in his face without getting nicked. And if man don't do that, go back and watch Chris's mum's video, blood. She said the police took my son off me for no reason. As a parent, we're all parents on this stage. A lot of us in this group are parents. Losing a child must be one of the most heartbreaking things. But when it happens like that, and and this is another immigrant parent, this is another refugee parent, you see what's going on. And for me, it connects to me somewhere deep. So I want to employ to everybody why everyone's kicking, laughing, this, that, and other. Don't wait till something is in your doorstep. If man are available tomorrow, because guess what, mandem, and I'm talking to the mandem now. Let me remove the civilians. To the mandem, when it's a fucking motive, it could be in Rascal, Manchester. The mandem find their way to go there to go and look from front, to go and look gyal. When it's badness, when man was younger, the man them would jump on a bus to go and do something to another man. The man them will step and move from one part of the town for another. I don't want it. So for the man them, the ones that claim they've lived this life, especially if you've made the transition, reform, and especially if you're still outside on the roads, this issue directly relates to you, my guy.
Vic,
don't tell me you don't have the... Just wait. Let me land. I'm done. I'm almost done. This issue relates to you. Because guess what, brother? We put in a lot of effort and time into things that never benefited us. That's why a lot of us are saying the roads is long. That's why a lot of us are saying the roads didn't work. That's why a lot of us are out here trying to make transitions. It's because man had to feel that. So this is another moment that this applies to us. And guess what? Everybody's talking about... I see the tweet and man's talking about... I've seen all the things from the family about, oh yeah, women and children. Guess the people that have to govern it to make sure it goes properly. It's us. The generation that have transitioned. The young people have to listen when the man when there's an order, when the man line up properly in the system. So I'm just saying, a day like tomorrow, I don't want to be looking on Twitter Spaces and I'm seeing man that I know come from the life on Twitter Spaces talking. I want to see you outside talking. I don't want to see you online posting no post, especially if you come from the life, especially if you've had them dealt with police brutality, especially if you've witnessed it. I want to see you shoulder to shoulder with a family, because guess what? When these families travel over to these countries, they promise their kids a better life. Yes, we don't always all live the way our mums want us to live. They promise a better life. You get what I'm trying to say to you? But there's no way that woman is gonna lose her son, and because she's an immigrant, like the rest, like me, like my mum is, right? And she is just gonna be like swept under the rug because we're gonna say, oh, these things always happen. Yeah, feds always do what they want. This is not what this is. So let's represent, and I'm calling on the mandem to be seen and to be heard in this instance. The key on laughing and joking is long. If you've ever had feds violate you, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you haven't, go watch the video. Go watch the video. They shot him in his head, fam, through the car, fam. So that's all I want to say and employ everybody. If you're available tomorrow, for the other people, if you're available tomorrow, you're not doing nothing, 12 o'clock, Parliament Square, be there, because the man was marching to Scotland Yard, because we want to know what's going on. Like, who did that?
Vic, I have one question for you. I respect everything you said. I stand with you on it, yeah? But are we also going to march and protest for the other young man that was murdered, who was unarmed, by the name of Emlo? Because
bro, let me tell you something. And this is the problem. What we need to stop doing, yeah, is one thing at a time, my bro. Yeah, because what we do is, well, no, let me explain something. Because when one thing happens and the man is focused on it, people come and say, what about this, that? Man should be saying it when it happened, bro.
Exactly.
So I'm not saying
I believe it also.
I'm saying this is the matter at hand right now. Yeah, one thing has a ripple effect that affects all the other things. One thing has a ripple effect that affects all the other things. I'm not here to speak on everything that's going on. I'm here to speak on on one situation, on a police officer, a white police officer murdered a black boy on the streets of London that was unarmed. I don't want to hear no one attaching other. The police did that. And the reason why it matters, because it's not the first time. It's not the second time. It's not the third time. So that's why if we make a stand on that, then it can have a ripple effect on other things. But what we can't do is say, well, I'm not going to make a stand on this because we're not making a stand on this, that, and the third. That's
no. I'm not saying I'm not pledging allegiance to one side, but what we did speak about in the space is that in order for our community to move forward is that we need to try and abolish this lifestyle of us continuing portraying this gang violence.
Bro, them shooting, Chris Kaba getting shot.
So I do agree that one thing at a time.
But what Vic just said there as well, I hear that one man at a time, because I'm gonna be real, yeah. You go back to Emlo, you gotta go back to the one before him, and then the one before him, and then the one before. You know what I'm trying to say?
Exactly, bro.
Of course.
Still, you get me? I kind of hear both still.
But we can't just. Vic, I respect everything that you said, 1000%. But what I'm saying is, I think the narrative that it keeps on happening, because it's not the first, second, or third time. I think everyone's becoming numb to how sensitive these situations are. So I feel like it all needs to just be nipped in the bud.
Like Vic said, when you protest, it's because you want certain questions to be answered. You got certain questions that there's a plan of action. So what would the plan of action be for the protest for Emlo?
Bro, we have to sit down
and then for Wu as well.
I'm not condoning. I'm not saying that Emlo he's an angel or whatever. I don't know what the situation is, but it's amongst our community. We need to stop killing each other and then going against something outside of killing us. Because
bro,
See,
that
let me say something.
statement
bro,
ain't right.
look, in both situations, there's only one thing in common.
So,
There's a gun being used, bro.
Brother, what are you talking about?
hold on, wait, you lot, wait.
Brother, the
So,
people that killed Emlo, the person that killed Emlo, if it was known, if it was known or when they find out or whatever, they're gonna be punished. There's gonna be serious
Repercussions.
yeah, repercussions. They know who killed Chris Kaba, bro. They know, G. They all know. They're all now finding ways to cover it up and blanket it and cover it in cotton wool. So when they tell us, we're not vexed. So, bro, it's not the same.